Good afternoon, gardeners. It's Thursday, March 11th, and it's a gorgeous spring-like day here on the southeastern coast of North Carolina. Today, I want to discuss how to prune a fig tree for planting in ground. Recently, I've presented you a tutorial on pruning figs in containers, which I will link to above. While pruning fig trees in containers can be very specific, in my opinion, pruning fig trees for in-ground planting is much simpler. I want to preface this video by saying there is no right way to prune a fig tree. I'm simply showing you how I prune my trees and why I think it's the best way for my situation. In front of me, I have 8 fig varieties that I've trialed and selected for in-ground planting in my climate. These 8 varieties are San Miguel Roxo, also known as Azores Dark, White Madeira No. 1, Col de Dame Gris, Golden Dawn, Del San Juan Gran, Col de Dame Gigantina, Car, and Olympian. During this video, I will be discussing a concept called heading, and heading is exactly how it sounds. It is simply decapitating the tree at a predetermined height. The reason why we would head a tree is because heading causes branching at a predetermined point. Wherever you head the tree will respond by branching out at the nodes right underneath the cut. For example, if you want your tree to branch out at 18 inches above ground, you'll want to head your tree a few inches above that so it branches out right underneath the cut. In my garden, I am choosing to grow my fruit trees in espalier form, which simply means I'm growing them along a guide cable to direct the growth of the branches and keep them artificially low. In order to accommodate that form, I choose to head my fig trees at 16 to 18 inches above soil line because my lowest guide cable is 18 inches off the ground. However, even if you're not espaliering your figs like I am, I still advocate for heading your trees low at about 16 to 18 inches, and the reason why is twofold: to keep fruit low to the ground for harvesting and to best manage bird damage. Fig trees will naturally grow to become 20 feet tall or more. By encouraging low branching with a low heading point, I can maintain my fig trees at a total height of about 6 to 8 feet with annual pruning. This allows me to reach the fruits without getting a ladder, which is not only annoying and time consuming, but dangerous. The other advantage to low branching fruit trees is it discourages birds from sitting and nesting in your trees. Birds love to sit in tall trees because it gives them far-reaching views of their surroundings and helps them feel safe from predators, hence the term bird's eye view. By keeping your fruit trees short, birds are uncomfortable sitting in them because they feel like predators can reach them when they're low to the ground. Keeping your fruit trees short discourages birds from attacking your fruits for this reason. Now that I've discussed my reasons for pruning my fig trees the way I do, let's get to pruning. So we are going to need 2 tools in order to prune our fig trees. The first thing we're going to use is a Japanese saw, and I recommend these for pruning fruit trees because they're very fine pool saws. You don't want to use shears for this because they tend to crush the wood. You want a fine saw, and if you would like one of these, I have it linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. The second thing that we'll need is a tape measure, and I am going to measure to 16 inches above the top of the root ball, which is right here. And then I'm going to take my fine Japanese saw and I'm going to cut the fruit tree on an angle at that 16-inch mark. And we want to make sure that we make our cuts on an angle because if any water rains on top of the tree, we want it to run off. We don't want to create a flat parallel to the ground surface for any water to get on because it could rot the tree. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make an angled cut. And then I'm going to remove this branch as well. And that right there is a headed fig tree. And then we are going to assume that probably the 3 to 4 nodes below it are all going to branch out and send branches, and since I'll be espaliering my trees, I will just grab them and pull them along the guide cables and tie them down. If you are not espaliering your fig trees and you just want them to grow into a tree, well, now you will have very low branching with a short trunk, and that will allow you to harvest lower fruits and maintain them at a smaller size. And of course, the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our cuttings from our tree, and we're going to break them down into cuttings. And then we are going to use an oil-based paint pen, which I also have linked in my Amazon storefront, to label them appropriately, because we can use these cuttings to propagate the tree and make exact genetic clones, exact copies of the mother tree. And we are just going to go down the line and do the same thing to every single tree. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it's so scary to prune your trees. Don't be scared, because these things easily grow 9-10 feet, 3 meters in a single season. They're very vigorous. They will recover quickly. So even if you're a little too aggressive, it's not a big deal, because you will wind up with these big, beautiful trees by the end of the season, no matter what you do. So have no fear when it comes to pruning figs. And here is the final product of our pruning. You can see they are all headed at that magical 16-inch mark that I love so much. And now, once we get our last chance of frost, which will probably come in about 2 weeks, we will plant these in ground, and we will plant them just like I planted my fig trees over here, which are all in espalier form. So they will go in ground just like this, tied to a cable support, and I have already tilled out the yard, and they will go right up against the fence right here where I have this weed barrier down. All that soil is tilled underneath, and it's ready to go to plant these fig trees. And that right there is how you prune a fig tree for in-ground planting. Everyone, I sure hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for future updates and more videos like these. If you're curious about any of the products that I use in my garden, they are all linked in my Amazon storefront in the video description. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you again on the next video.
Dale, come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Ready? Ready? Whoa! Come on, buddy. Where's all your energy? Oh. Dale, drop. Good boy. Ready? Go, buddy. Ready, buddy? Drop. Good boy. Ready? Oh, almost. That was a bad throw. Nice catch on the rebound. Dale, drop. Good boy. Ready? All right, that wasn't so good. Drop it. Good boy. Whoa! And he's done.